Closed doors, I'm a fool for your love.
Hey everybody, it's Zach, aka Zach's Reviews. We are back again with another video, and guys, we are back again with another episode of Superman and Lois. This episode today was called Through the Valley of Death, episode 12. And as we all know, we've been on break, for a while now of Superman and Lois, and the way they left it off with Lois calling John, saying it's happening, Superman is turned. And we see the glowing eyes, and to see in this episode, us, seeing Clark fight, of the Kryptonian that's trying to take over him, and we actually end up finding out who it is, and people have been talking about who could Talro, or I think his name is Talro, I think that's his name in the show, Morgan Edge. Oh yeah, Talro. You know how people are like, is Talro, is he like Zod? No, Zod is trying to take over Superman's body, and that was so clever, a way to bring in Zod, that out of all of the Kryptonian souls, he would have been one of the souls that would be the perfect candidate to be inside Superman. So I really did enjoy that aspect, and seeing the fighting going back and forth. Every time he was fighting, his eyes was glowing, and pretty much he tried reaching out to Jordan to pretty much tell him that where he is, because they don't know where that Talro's fortress is. They know he has one, but they don't know where it is. But of course, Lois remembers, him saying that it was somewhere out in the desert, and that's where they get a good location of where to start to find, Clark. So I really enjoyed the DOD pretty much they're trying to find Superman, and trying to prepare for the worst, and also John ends up coming in pretty much already knowing right away that if you called me and there's a reason that Superman wanted you to call me or whatever, there's a reason for that, I wouldn't hesitate. He asked you to call me for a reason, and this is why. And it is true, pretty much. Clark pretty much wanted him to take him out. He's like, I can't hold him back, because we saw the struggle of him trying to hold him back in this entire episode. And it was so cool seeing the flashes of him, seeing different flashes of his life, pretty much bringing him back, fighting Zod from taking over his body, which I really, really loved seeing all those scenes with that, and seeing Lois really step up, because I really love Elizabeth playing Lois. She does such a freaking phenomenal job. And the depth and the range she shows in this show, same with Tyler, they're so perfect, and I would love a movie, honestly. And I just really enjoyed her saying that he's still in there. He's let's just not jump the gun. He's in there. We're saving. He can do it. If anybody can do it, it's him. And she's pretty much trying to tell Sam and tell John that we're saving. Just hold off. And they're already making plans behind Lois's back to use a missile that John made in the future that can take out Kryptonian's powers. I think it's for a limited amount of time. It's not forever. That's what they said, I think. So seeing that, how they were going to use that on Superman, and she was totally against that, of course, because he's like, please listen to me, and he's like, no, I'm sorry, I will refuse to let him do this the way he did on my Earth, when he destroyed my Earth. So I love how also it was John, Jonathan tried talking to him, saying please, that's my dad or whatever, you know who he is, he is my dad. And I just love how in this episode, to even make sure that he understands it's not his Superman from his Earth, that he would never be that Superman. Is I love how finally Lois tells John who Superman is, saying he's my husband, he's the father of my children, it's Clark, Clark Kent is Superman, meaning that that's why he cares about humanity, is because of him being surrounded on Earth for years, him learning the love and care from Jonathan and Martha. There's a reason that that's what made him want to be a protector of Earth, is him being on Earth, having a normal family, and him learning to love and care and want to protect. Without them, there, you know what I mean? Like, he could have been like that. He could have won, like, he could have been like John Superman, where, like, maybe he had no family and no friends, and he was willing to go out of any chance he could to get his actual family or something. Like, that makes sense. So, like, it shows how important Jonathan and Martha Kent are in the Superman story, because without them, he wouldn't have been who he is today as a Superman. As we know, he would have been the John's World Superman, of that was willing to jump at any chance of having a family. So I really love how, like, that made him think that, you know, he's willing to ask you to put him down because he doesn't want to hurt anybody, and that shows him that I need to help save him. I need to listen to what Lois said. I need to listen to what Jonathan said. You know, they're rooting for him. They know he can do it. I know he can do it because I believe that they believe he knows that he can do it. And this show just hits so many layers with the score, with the action. That fight sequence between John and, you know, Superman was fire. That was such a sick sequence, and I had a blast with it. You know, the way they do this CGI and the cinematography on the show is freaking phenomenal. It's A1. I would say it's the best, honestly, on the CW. It beats all the other shows. The only show I could really think about that has great cinematography and CGI is Stargirl, which I love that show too, and I can't wait for it to start back up in August. So wait for those reviews, guys, because those reviews are coming. So, like, literally, this episode hit so many gave me so many answers, but also made me want more, especially with the fact of it is that he was able, Clark was able to beat Zod from taking over, but as we end up seeing at the end of this episode, it looks like Zod might be in, you know, Tal-Rho's body by the looks of the end of the episode. And of course, you know, Leslie Lar is out and about. We don't know where she is. You know, he could have told her to leave and said there's a bigger plan ahead, and I'm not sure what's gonna happen, guys, because he did the solar flare thing that, you know, it looks like, Clark did, but it looks like he might not have lost his powers. He only lost his powers because of John's, you know, missile. So I'm wondering, like, did he do that just to get that soul in him real quick of Zod? At least I think it's Zod. I don't know. But, you know, I'm loving how they're leaving it open-ended, but I love how, like, also in the next episode for the sneak peek, it looks like since, you know, Clark has had the taste of that strength of not pulling back, it's like he likes that feeling, but he's scared of liking that feeling. And that's what I love is that, you know, he doesn't, when he doesn't realize how much damage he can do almost, but, like, he knows if he, like, stops, like, thinking that way, he likes that power, but he's afraid of it, that he likes that power. I understand, because it's like, he goes to a certain extent, and he talked about in one of the episodes that, you know, he always has to put himself in check because he doesn't want to go step over the line because they won't trust him. Every day he's Superman, people's trust of him gets put on the line, and I love that because it's true. It's like, you know, I love that power, but if I, you know, abuse my power, who am I better than all the other villains I've been fighting? And what does that say about me? And it say about, you know, the one slip up, my trust is I lose their trust. So I'm really excited to see him fighting that. Like, you know, him, that urge to want to use that strength and feeling powerful and not holding back. And it's going to be interesting to see that side of, you know, Clark, you know, learning to be like, okay, you know what I mean? Like, that there's a reason that I do what I do and hold back my strength. You know what I mean? So I'm excited to see those elements of where that's going to go in the next episode. So, other than that, guys, this was just a great episode, and seeing that, you know, I think John's going to stick around for a while is going to be interesting. I hope that character sticks around for a while because he'd be a good help. But also, I'm excited because, you know, John's also looking for a sister on that Earth, which that might open doors to maybe, you know, he might stay on Earth and maybe have a relationship with his sister there. I'm wondering, what does that mean for his daughter on the other Earth? Will he go back? Will somehow she get over here? I don't know. But also, let's talk about Diggle being in this episode because, you know, Sam called in a favor to Lila, and, you know, to get a part for John's missile, and they didn't know what it was going to be used for. And when they found out, John's like, you know, Lila would have been against this, and I would have been against this, and we wouldn't have helped you. Superman's the best person that, you know, the best ally we have, and you should know better that he would never turn. And, you know, if John's even saying, and John barely knows Superman, but yet Sam has a reason some unknown reason to just not think Clark is strong enough to do this is insane. Is just insane to me. But I mean, it makes sense because, you know, like everything we know about, you know Sam and everything. So that makes sense, the whole doubting and stuff. That's like the Sam I know from like Smallville, like he never liked Superman and this and that, and it opened those doors. So I really did enjoy that play. He's like, I'll never doubt you again by the end of this, when he did overcome Zod from taking over. So, you know, I'm really interested in what's going to go on. And I love how he mentions Diggle about, you know, I'm done with the whole, you know, people from different worlds, and, you know, and opening, you know, green glowing boxes, meaning like Green Lantern ring. There's a lot of hints to the Green Lantern ring, and I'm wondering if he will have his own spin-off series, which it would be sick. I hope Diggle has his own spin-off series and, you know, can be a Lantern. That would be sick. So I'm wondering to know, where do you guys think Diggle will go? Because they're doing a lot of groundwork, getting ready for him to probably use the Lantern ring and maybe start a series. I don't know. But guys, this was just a phenomenal episode, and I really can't wait to hear what you guys thought about this episode, and where you guys think the next episode is going to go. But I'm really excited, and, you know, I'm just so happy we got this show back again. You know, I was literally clapping the entire time, and, you know, I was tearing up because how great this show is. They capture the story of Superman so well. And, you know, Tyler and Elizabeth and everybody, like, you know, the cast and the crew, the directors, the writers, the people that work on the score, you guys are all phenomenal. Keep killing it. Keep doing it, the greatest job on the planet. You guys are just the best. I love you guys. Just keep up the great work. But yeah, guys, I can't wait to hear you guys say about this episode down in the comments down below. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel, put on those notifications, like this video. And without further ado, I'm going to see you guys next, next Tuesday. I hope everybody has a great day, a safe day. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.